The July 2026 Red Giant release includes a stunning acceleration of Trapcode Particular. Now, if you've been using Particular for a while, you might be aware of how long it has taken for Particular to launch on some machines, and also how long it's taken to reset, and also how long it's taken to delete the effect. Because here's the deal, Particular has around 7,000 different parameters in total, and After Effects has to index every single one of them every time you apply the effect. So we changed things and it's now really fast. I'm just gonna drag and drop Trapcode Particular and it's just about that fast. It's just absolutely incredible. I could make some changes here and I'll just kind of move this around and then I'll reset. And it takes a second and I delete the effect and it's just like gone. So, I mean, I could talk in real time while this is happening, which is pretty incredible. Now, I mentioned before, we have tons of parameters here in Trapcode Particular, and that's on every system. And by default, there used to be 16 systems, which means all of these properties multiplied times 16. So the way that we were able to speed that up is by reducing the number of default systems to only 4. Now, 4 is more than most people use most of the time, but it still can be a limitation that you might need to be aware of how to work around. So let's look at that. I'm going to open up the designer. It's here in the designer that we could find our preferences for Trapcode Particular with this little sprocket icon. And it's here that we could change the number of systems. If you want there to be 8 systems or 6 or 7 systems or whatever, then you can choose 8. If you want to use more, you can use 16. If you want to speed up Particular even faster, you can set the default number to just 2. Note that you need to restart After Effects to apply your change to this preference. Now, when I am browsing presets here, let's say I go to Fireworks and I look at these presets here. Some of these, a lot of them, will have a little new warning sign, this little warning triangle. This indicates, if I let my mouse kind of hover over it and we get that tooltip, is that this preset exceeds the number of systems that we have available to us. And so again, there's a little fraction here. Wait for that pop-up to come back. This one in particular has 6 out of 4. 6 out of 4 systems. So we have 4 systems and this preset requires 6 systems. Now, if I click on it to apply it anyway, we will get this little warning dialog box. And we have 2 choices. We can open the designer preferences and we can increase the number of preferences so that we can get all of these systems, or we can continue as is, which ignores the last 2 systems because we only have this set to 4 right now. So, just for the sake of this tutorial, I don't really care. I can continue as is and lose these 2 systems. I can open the designer preferences and change this, and it doesn't really matter in this case. But the most important thing to take away from this is that this seemingly limited change where you now only have 4 systems is just temporary. So we didn't take away anything that you can't get back. We just took it away temporarily so that we can speed things up quite a bit. Now, a couple other things to be aware of here. I'm just going to cancel the designer. We also can apply presets now from Maxon Studio. So I can click on the Maxon Studio button to launch Maxon Studio. And I'll go to Particles and 3D. And I'll go to Trapcode Particular. And this little octopus alien icon. That's kind of funny. And I'll go to Fireworks, same Fireworks. And you'll see that we have the same presets here. And same deal as in the designer, we can click to apply this, but it's a little bit different here in Maxon Studio. If I click the preset button to apply this, we can apply anyway and skip the extra systems as before, but Maxon Studio gives us the option to actually relaunch After Effects. So if we want to apply this preset, it will automatically relaunch After Effects for us, change the preferences, and reopen it so that we can use all of the systems involved with this preset. It's pretty cool. Now, here is a really important gotcha as it comes to this feature. When you open up an After Effects project that has a particular system in it that has more systems in it than you have set in your preferences, you have to be very careful. If you save a project with less systems in it, then the systems that are not there will be forever deleted. So let's say that you have a project and in that project it uses 10 systems, but your default set to 4. If you open that project with your default systems set to 4, and then save that project, the other 6 systems will be forever deleted. So when you open up a project with Particular that has systems that you can't see because of the default, we give you this warning dialog box. Now, at the top of this very convenient dialog box, you can see all the instances of Particular in this After Effects project file and the number of systems that are used in each instance of Particular. If we click the Relaunch After Effects button here, it will automatically update the number of systems in Particular that we will need to run this project fully and relaunch After Effects for us. Now, we can also continue as is by clicking the Continue button, but we will try to make a backup copy of the full project for you and save that copy. But here's the deal. You know how when you open up After Effects and you have like a new version of After Effects, and so the version is like different or whatever, and you have to save a converted file? Well, when you open up an old After Effects project from an old version of After Effects, we actually can't save a copy for you because After Effects converts the project without saving. So the project hasn't been saved yet, so we can't save a copy of something that hasn't been saved yet. So just be really careful about opening up old projects and the fact that we can't save a copy for you automatically in those cases. So what we recommend is saving this new version, the converted version, as a copy and allow your original After Effects project with all of your Particular system information to be the backup. Now, a couple things. Note that when you change the preferences for the number of systems in Particular, it will stay that way at that number until you change it. So it will not automatically reset back to 4 after you use a bigger project. It will stay at that bigger amount. And note also that if you frequently use the full amount of Particular systems and want to keep it set to 16, then you can totally do that as well. But for most users, this feature will completely revolutionize the experience of working with Trapcode Particular.